Okay, so we are looking at the chapter 13, Pramana and Prameya. Pramana means it's a knowledge, basically absolute knowledge, not any other knowledge as we see. It should be absolutely right. Then Prameya is basically from there what the purpose of that behind. So it's to truly go above that, using the knowledge. What is the deductions that we can do. Now, if you see, we actually saw just a intro sloka of the Dasamula. Dasamula, there are 10 tattvas that was actually taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that's what the sloka that we really saw there, right? Amnaya praha tattvam harimiha paramam sarva saktim rasabdim tat pinnam samsa jivan prakriti kavalitan tat vimuktam cha bhavat veda abeda prakasham sakalam apihare sadhanam suddha bhaktim satyam tat pritim yevati janan Gaurachandram Swayam Saha. Pramana means teachings. Vedas, coming from Vedas, or which again coming through Guru Parampara. So if you see that, because Hari taught the knowledge, absolute knowledge to Brahma, and then Brahma he really taught to his first son Atharva, and then after that Guru Parampara all started, and that's what we are actually seeing that, right? Then Paramatattva is a second principle. Sri Hari is Paramam, Uttamam. And Sarva Saktiman, who possessor of all Krishna is Lord Krishna. All power is Krishna. Akila Rasamrita Sindhu, who is ocean of nectar, that is again Bhagavan. Then Vibhinnamsa Tattva, Jivas and Bhagavan relation, how they are related, what are Jivas, who is Bhagavan, how they are related, that is the Vibhinnamsa Tattva. Then Baddha Jivas are those who are really fallen into the clutch of Maya, and then fallen into the material world, and then that is basically all in the material worlds. Mukta Jivas are those who are liberated, and Achintya Veda Abeda Tattva is the tattva which is propounded by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, this is the truth of all the truths, saying how Lord and Jivas and all the Prakriti, everything is in fact identified as one and also different from him. Okay, by quality, Jiva and Lord, we have a lot of common qualities. Right, but in quantity it's not different. So sometimes it looks same, and sometimes it doesn't really look same. That's what is Veda Abeda. Veda means they are equal, they look equal, but Abeda means not equal. Okay, sometimes it is equal, sometimes it's not equal. By quality they are equal, but in quantity it's not equal, like that. Okay, so we'll go through each of them as we go. Then Suddha Bhakti is unalloyed devotion to Sri Hari. Unalloyed devotion, because everybody is talking about Bhakti. They are not necessarily Suddha Bhakti. Suddha Bhakti is very different. And then Krishna Priti is the Prema, is the topmost fruit of all goals. Only by doing Suddha Bhakti, one can really get the goal of, supreme goal of Krishna Priti, which is Krishna Prema. Prema is the ultimate goal. Okay, these are the 10 things that we will talk about. Now, today we will concentrate mostly on the Pramana. In fact, this is going to be based on some long time. I really gave a Harikatha, and then there is a small portion that actually came as Pramana. So I am going to expand that. Pramana means source of absolute knowledge. Okay. Now, but the problem is, we as human beings, and in fact any jiva, to talk about even birds and animals and worms and all those also, they also accrue knowledge. They really get knowledge through their own senses. So, but the problem here is the knowledge that we are really getting through our senses, coming through our mind and then getting into the intelligent part of it, basically the subtle body of us. What good is this? So there is a sloka clearly saying that Brahma is not Brahma. No, it's not Brahma, it's not Brahmam. See, there are 3 words which are actually totally different. That will confuse you. This is Brahman. Sorry, Brahma. Brahma means is actually what? It's actually kind of illusion, in fact. Okay, Brahma, then Pramada, Vipralipsa. So this is Brahma. Then Brahma is the Lord Brahma, who is the creator of this world. Secondary creator, in fact, right? Then Brahman. Brahman means Brahma. That is a Brahman. That is actually the Brahma Jyoti. All the so the Hindus mostly they want to merge in the Brahman. Okay, so these are three different things. Anyway, so here we are talking about Brahma, Brahmada, Vipralipsa, Karana Patava, Ishwarera Vakye, Nahi Dosa Yei Sabha. There are 4 defects in every jiva. They are sure to commit mistakes and invariably illusioned. They have tendency to lie, cheat others, and limited by imperfect senses. But at the same time, the words of God has no defect. It is absolutely perfect. Okay? So, a human being is sure to make mistakes. He is invariably illusioned. He has a tendency to lie and cheat others, and he is limited by imperfect senses. We can see that. That is in this world. This is there all the time. This is the way. But Ishvara Vakye Nahi Dosa Yei Sabha. The words of God has no defect. Now, but we often manufacture ideas and hypotheses. This is what is happening. In fact, if you really see, our schools and colleges are full of these evolution theory and this theory, that theory, hypotheses. But who really proved it? It's all hypotheses. So many are there. So we manufacture ideas and hypotheses. That's what it is. Tananartrityeyo abitwan ardhanarabhate swayam tasya vyapicharandi artha arabdasya punah. A foolish person who manufactures his own ideas through mental speculation and does not recognize the absolute truth from God is simply unsuccessful in his very attempt. Now, coming into the topic, there are 10 ways of acquiring knowledge. In fact, in the Jaiva Dharma where we read, there we have really see that Babaji is really explaining 8 of them. But I am adding all the thing, whatever that is actually that our Shastra is actually we're describing. Pratyaksha, direct perception. I am seeing by own eyes. That is Pratyaksha. Anumana, inference. Okay, I will go through one at a time in detail what it is. Arsha, opinions of the sages. Upamana, comparison. By comparing how we can get some knowledge. And then Arthapati. Arthapati is presumption. You assume. This is where a lot of scientists and so many scholars they'll go into this one. Then Abhava, proof by absence, because something is not, I am not seeing, it could be like this or like that. Proof by absence. Then Sambhava, probability. Oh, most probably this is going to happen like this. Corona is actually going to be really done by this end of the year. This is something that they really project. This is probability. Then Aitihya, tradition is saying something. Tradition, by tradition, so many things are actually coming as stories. We have no idea to really get any proof. We just follow, right? On certain day, somebody appeared, and then we really follow. Okay. Then that is the tradition, which is called Aitihya. Then Chesta. Chesta means gesturing. Gesturing means by experimentation. We do scientists, as scientists, we do a lot of experimentation. We do experiment and then we come with something, whatever we find, and then think that this is the fact. Right? Then the last one, which is Sabda. Sabda is Sabda Brahman. Sabda, that is the Vedic testimony. In fact, we are going to see through some of the slides. I am going to show you how bad these all the way from 1 to 9 are really having defect in them, whereas we have to rely only on the 10, which is a Sabda, Vedic testimony. So if you see that, Pratiksha. What is Pratiksha? We have senses. There are 5 senses. That through these 5 senses, that we really do direct perception of objects that we can actually perceive. There are a lot of things which cannot perceive. Right, radio waves. We cannot only we are no way of actually knowing all those things. But whatever that physically that we can actually observe using our senses, that is called pratyaksha, direct perception. But the problem is there is issue. We will get into illusion. See here, see the picture. What I am really giving. Because for some, if you really see that there are only just two old people are there. But if you look closer, you are seeing somebody playing in a guitar. There is a lady there, but which is actually the ear or something. So if you see in one way, you will see that this is actually there are two old, one old man and one old woman. But if you really see closely, you see some other things. This is called illusion. We think that something is this is what it is. So it's the same thing again. The standard example that we can really see that is the rope and snake example. Because in the night somebody is walking and then they really just actually steps on something and then he thinks, oh, I really stepped on a snake. He was upright, and then but as soon as the light comes, then he says, oh, that's not a snake. It's just a rope. Okay. So this is because of the imperfect senses that we really have. Okay. Now, second one is anumana, inference. What is inference? By observing a particular phenomena. Example, by seeing a smoke, we assume there is fire. But there may not be any fire. The fire already extinguished and leaving just the smoke. Or it could be from pollution, from smoke from industries. So this method of anumana is not useful for absolute knowledge. Absolute means perfect. That is 100% sure. That is a fact. So this anumana, inference, or basically guessing, that is also not it's not absolute knowledge. Now harsha,
which do contain resurrection stories, were added 200 years later.
None of the gospel stories is CNN in Jerusalem in the year 30.
The Gospels are written in the form of historical biography, so many people have assumed that they are exactly that. But that's not actually what they are. They're written to demonstrate to people the importance and the meaning of Jesus and his teaching. That was what they're for, and they do that very well. But they're not primarily interested in what actually happened back there.
Matthew and Luke do have resurrection appearances, but they don't agree about the details. In Matthew, Jesus meets the women near the tomb and then meets his disciples just one time, and that is on a mountain in Galilee. In Luke, Jesus meets two unnamed disciples who do not recognize him, and then with the 11 remaining disciples before leaving them in a village outside Jerusalem. The last Gospel, John, has many different resurrection stories. For many modern scholars, these variations suggest that the stories were not written to tell of a miraculous event, but with an entirely different and political motive.
You actually heard that? If you see so many so-called, the belief that we have, they don't have any basis because they all came from this arsha. Arsha is opinions of sages, or tarka. Tarka means logic. By logic, reasoning. By logic they really found out. If you see all the so many big sages, what you say, they all manufactured so many stories, so many hypotheses. In fact, Lord Sripad Shankaracharya invented the Mayavadism, which is completely artificial. But whereas, if you see the parampara that we really represent, not even a single logic or any assumption, any opinion can be really put in. There is no place for opinion at all. So this is where that there is a big difference between the real Vedic tradition versus those who really manufacture ideas. Right? Okay. Now the fourth one is upamana. Upamana means comparison. Okay, how will you do that? For example, suppose someone is trying to explain about alum crystal. He says alum crystal is like salt crystal. Oh, there is something to compare. But it is not a complete understanding of alum crystal because the properties are quite different. by comparison, we can't get the full knowledge. This is the thing now. So this method of upamana is not useful for absolute knowledge. And now the fifth one is arthapati. Arthapati means presumption. If you see, for example, these are all hypotheses and assumption. Example, okay, for example, there is a man does not eat during day at all, but he is very healthy. So what will you assume? What will be arthapati? So the arthapati will be that we assume that he must be then eating in the night. This may not be the right also, because by special power one may or may not even we need to eat. So you can see this in the Himalayas, like their sages, they don't eat for a long time. They just use the air and then survive out of the air. So whatever we really do with the presumption, that's not right. So people assume that earth was flat. If you see the old Bible, it's all everywhere. And then when Galileo was actually complaining against that, he was actually given poison and then killed. So many religious texts are also saying that the earth is flat. If you really keep on walking all the way, and then at the end you will actually fall off the cliff. When some scientists refuted, they were actually poisoned. Okay, so the arthapati, presumption, is also wrong. Now, number 6, abhava, guessing by absence. Because something is unknown, I don't know. Okay, suppose you are actually seeing a big wall of the jail. You see, okay, there are people jailed there. Something is going on, but you have no idea what exactly going on there. Okay, so someone from one side of the wall cannot see the other side. So we cannot say that there is nothing or there is something. We have no idea. So, for example, do any living beings exist in another planets? Scientists were thinking the same thing. For them, it was like before the Hubble telescope came, there was complete blank, and they had no idea. Oh, only Earth is the only one that we have humans at all, and there cannot be any other living beings in anywhere else. That was the way scientists actually declared that. But now they are actually changing the rule again because they are seeing more. So the wall is now getting transparent as we go. And now we are seeing things. So this abhava means guessing by absence, because things are unknown. And scientists also think that, they are thinking there are only 3 dimensions. But now they are coming with 4th dimension, 5th dimension, and in fact our planetary system has 14 dimensions. See, whatever that Lord Brahma is dealing with, we have 14 planetary systems there, 2 times 7. So they are all arranged in 7 planes. So in each plane there are 2 dimensions of the planetary system. So these 14 levels, how will you understand? We have no way of understanding. Because we don't know, unknown. So we can only guess. Maybe it will be like this or like that. Then sambhava, probability. That means knowledge based on statistics or some educated guess, they say. Let us say that a statistics, they say that out of 100 terminal cancer patients, 1 will survive. They say that out of 100 terminal cancer patients, 1 will survive. So a terminal cancer patient comes to the doctor and asks whether his cancer will be really curable. And the doctor looks at the statistics and says, oh, yes, you are 100% certain you will be cured. Why, doctor? How you can actually tell like that much sure that I am, because I have treated 99 patients so far and they all died. So you are the 100th one, exactly 100th one. So for the probability, you will be surely cured. What kind of logic is this? So this sambhava, that is based on probability, is only has to go to the trash. Now, I think here, we just read that thing in the Jaiva Dharma also. Tradition, historical, and rumors, so the source cannot be traced at all. Okay? A big research now is to find out when was Jesus Christ actually born. Encyclopedia of Early Christianity, it says exact date of Lord Jesus Christ's birth is not known. Millions of Christians celebrate the birth of Lord Jesus on December 25th. This date, however, appears nowhere in the Bible, It does not provide any evidence that he was surely born in December. So the tradition, this called Aithikia method, is not useful for absolute knowledge. Because look at here, this is what many scholars have really found out. Definitely December is not the birth time of Jesus Christ. But anyway, now the number 9, Sesta, gesturing, that is experimenting. By gesturing with the experiments and studies, one may assert certain observation as facts, but they are often refuted by others. The theory of evolution is a big mess already. Archaeology is another area. So many theories have been debated. Quantum theory is full of hypotheses. Mysteries inside the atom is humongous, really huge. Even to scientific findings, there are so many refutations. And now you also must have really heard about that. This is actually old news. Look at the Hadron Collider in the Geneva. Scientists are unable to find anything for certain. After trillions of dollars were wasted, they couldn't find anything. Now they need more trillions to fund to build double the size and do more experiments. Some even came up with the idea of God particles, suggested by a person called Higgs boson, and it was named after him. So they do not know the real truth yet. Vedic fact is really the fact. Sapta Brahma. There it says every atom, there is actually what? Paramatma has entered into every single atom. Inside the heart, he is there in every jiva. Similarly, Vishnu, he has entered in every single atom. That is why everything is all electron, proton, neutron. These are all the things are, electrons are, just circulating, going around, and you have different properties between elements and everything. They're all because of him. And now they are saying, I found some God particle. What God particle? Oh my God. So basically they really put the God as the ultimate. Okay, there is something like that must exist. But anyway, so the real source is, what are the real source? G-O-K. God only knows. Yes, that is what it is. That is Sabda, Vedic testimony. Sabda means divine sound, the eternal absolute truth. These are not authored by men, nor manufactured by prophets or sages. They were revealed in sound form, age after age, by Krishna himself. Krishna gives to Lord Brahma, the first being in creation, and then he gives to his first son, in this case Atharva, and then, if you see that the whole parampara is actually coming. Okay, Vedas were revealed in trance only to those who are designated by God himself. So from Brahma, Atharva and Narada got that. Then through Guru Parampara, from Narada, Veda Vyasa got it, received the knowledge. From Veda Vyasa is actually Veda Vyasa is actually the Lord Narayana is one of the avatar. He came to really give the thing in writing, and this is only the absolute truth. So the absolute truth is Sabda Brahman. Everywhere when they do Yajna, fire sacrifice, they say Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om. Shanti 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 Hari Om. Who is this Hari? He was asking. Who is this Hari? This Hari is very special. This Hari is the Chit Leela Mithuna, who is none other than Sri Radha Krishna. So now the time is approaching. I would like to ask Yashika to really sing this wonderful song, which is about Chit Leela Mithuna of Sri Radha Krishna. Leela, he is a Leela Purushottama. Sri Krishna is a Leela Purushottama. So he really performs wonderful Leelas. So that is him. So that's what the Hari is. Alright? Okay, so please unmute your phone and then you should be.
Govardhana Girisham Smarami Govardhana Girisham Smarami Arnisham आनिशं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि आनिशं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि गोपिकादिमनोहरं गर्वितकंसादिहरं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि गोपिकादिमनोहरं गर्वितकंसादिहरं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि गोविन्द नाम सारं गजेन्द्र रक्षणधीरं गोविन्द नाम सारं गजेन्द्र रक्षणधीरं कविजनहृतमन्दारं कनकजित सुशरीरं कविजनहृतमन्दारं कनकजित सुशरीरं रविशशिनयन विलासं रविशशिनयन विलासं रमणीयमुखवासं रविशशिनयन विलासं रमणीयमुखवासं शिवगणादिविश्वासं श्रीगुरुगुहमनोल्लासं रविशशिनयन विलासं रमणीयमुखवासं शिवगणादिविश्वासं श्रीगुरुगुहमनोल्लासं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि गोपिकादिमनोहरं गर्वितकंसादिहरं गोवर्धन गिरीशं स्मरामि।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री गुरुदेव, जय श्री गुरुदेव, जय श्री प्रभुपाद, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।